Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 132, and I am on my way off for the day. Just left home early morning, and it's going to be a long one. And my primary goal is to hit a double deck that's pretty far away from home. But I actually can't go straight there because I'm leaving so early that even though it's over 4 hours away in a straight line, I would get there too early before the game starts. So I have probably 5 stops before it. We'll see how things go. We'll see about timing, all that kind of stuff. And we need a big day today. We need a big improvement today. This morning it is 69 degrees in my area where I live, and expected high of 85 degrees today, and another hazy day outside it looks like already. But as long as we don't have terrible rain and stuff like that, then I'm good. And we are on call this week, so I do have to worry about if there's any kind of issues that need to be taken care of. I will be the one that has to address those. And then as far as meetings, I had one meeting today, one architect meeting, and it was canceled, so that's good. Yesterday, a very weak day, obviously. We made less than $10 in 2 visits, but that's going to happen. And this morning I find myself in a really good mood and just have a good feeling about today. So we're going to do what we always do. We're going to take things one step at a time, and we're going to start off by going to a slots casino. And I don't expect much because I'm going to be there pretty early in the morning, and the people from last night probably would have cleaned everything out. But we got to go through the motions. We'll see what happens. By the time I get to the second casino, there'll be a chance that there'll be some plays. And then when we get to the third casino, we'll be playing blackjack for the first time today. I expect to have 3 sessions of blackjack and hopefully get some decent time in at all 3 of those. I'd love to get about an hour on the first one, maybe an hour on the second one, and a couple hours on the third one. Between that and all the driving that we're doing, we're going to be leaving around 6 in the morning, getting home around maybe 8 or 9 p.m., maybe later. So it's going to be a long day. So we're just going to sit back, settle in, and I do have fuel. I don't know if I have enough to get to the first spot now. I do just barely have enough fuel to get to the first spot. So that'll be good. We'll fill up in that area since fuel prices are a lot lower there. And I'll let you know how things go. So I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back and went into that place, and as expected, really didn't find anything. I did, however, find one play that was an iffy play, but it was at $16 a spin, and I thought it over for a while, and, and decided against it for a bunch of reasons. One is, if it was $1.60 instead of $16, I would definitely play it, but the problem is it's a very high variance game, and it could pay 10 units or 100 units, and it could take 50 to 100 units. So 100 units would be $1,600, and it just didn't make sense at this time to do that for $1,600 potentially. If it was a solid play, if it was a little bit closer, then no matter what, I would do it because it would be positive. But right now it's like neutral, and I didn't want to take a big swing on there, plus or minus $800 for no reason. It would almost be gambling, so I decided against that. So I did, however, find one other play and played that and ended up ahead $37, and that's all. So It's very dead in there. In fact, the VIP area, I thought the VIP area was closed, so I didn't park there. But as I was walking around inside, I saw that there was a security guard over there. So the door was open, but there were just nobody. There was no one coming in from that door. So that's how quiet it was. There was no cars in the VIP section at all. So anyway, right now we're going to continue on here. And at this point, we're only going to be about half an hour, 35 minutes away from our next stop. So we're going to run over there and see what we can do. This has been a place where I haven't been able to make money because there have been, you haven't heard me talk about the Chinese people because I just didn't come to these casinos anymore because there were so many people. We're going to give it a shot and see what it's like today. Hopefully we can find a couple plays, but we'll find out here in a little bit, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, got all fueled up and continuing my trip here to the next casino, not too far away at this point, but there is construction and all kinds of traffic, so we're dealing with that. But other than that, man, it looks like a midsummer day right now. All that haze out there. 77 outside right now, pretty sunny. So I'm hoping that things are getting better in this area and I can start coming back here again and adding more variety to my trips, but I'm not too optimistic about it, but we'll see what happens. So luckily there were some roads in this area that were closed and it was adding about 10 minutes to the trip, but now those seem to be all taken care of, so travel is a little bit easier. But so one thing I want to mention is at the, this is first, second, third, fourth, at the fifth casino that we're going to go to, they may or may not have blackjack open yet, but at the sixth casino they definitely will if I stop at the fifth, if that makes sense. If I skip over the fifth casino and go directly to the sixth, I may have the problem of not having blackjack open there. So we're going to stop at every place possible today, try to make as much money as possible. I told my wife it was going to be a later day and tomorrow is going to be a long trip, but she's good with that, so we'll see what we can do. Coming up on this place here in about 15 minutes, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So yeah, not much has changed at this place. I walk in, first thing I see is the mug of this Chinese lady. Yeah, I knew right then that things were not going to be good. It's like when you can afford to have someone there 24 hours a day, you pretty much own the place, and I don't have a chance. So I really didn't have a chance in there at all. I did find a couple plays on machines that they don't like, and didn't do well on those. $2, a $1, a $3 play, and played those through, and overall ended my session ahead $3. So this is what happens, man. And I don't care if it's a white guy, a black guy, a Chinese guy, Indian guy, it doesn't matter to me. When they're taking over this casino, that does not make me feel good. That does not give me opportunities. And when you have pretty much unlimited labor and you can assign people to sit there all day, that makes it really difficult for the rest of us to make money. So I guess good for you, bad for everybody else. Anyway, so we're going to continue on here. The next casino we're going to go to is going to have 0 slot opportunities because of white guys, not because of anything else. But the regular guys who are in this casino keep it pretty cleaned out. But I do have an opportunity to play some blackjack, so I'd love to make some blackjack. I'd love to play some blackjack.
There's an object on road ahead.
And love to make some money playing blackjack. So that's what we're going to do here. The only thing is it's still pretty early. There's probably only a couple tables open that are decent, so hopefully one of them is empty or almost empty. That gives me a better chance of making some money. Yeah, I mean, this is what I expected going this direction. The only reason I even came this direction today is because I'm meeting someone at casino number 6, and so I had to come this way. I guess I could have done it a different way and not actually come out, but um, we are where we are, so we'll make do with it. So right now we're going to continue on here, and I'll be back, let you know how things went in there. All right, guys, I am back. Let me see. Actually, somebody happened to be sending me a message at the same time. Okay, all right, cool. So, just finished up in there, and still struggling, but we're okay. I mean, we're doing all the right things at the right time. I'm not playing with any cover at all right now. I'm just doing what I need to do when I need to do it. So, as the saying says, with what is it? Jersey Mike's? No. Not Jersey Mike's. The other one. Whatever it's called. The sub place. Oh man. There was a sign that said, "Do the things you have to do when you have to do them, so you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them." That's Jimmy John's, actually. And so we're doing what we have to do right now. I walk in, find a table, sit down, start playing. It's just a $50 table. I'm good with that. Buy in for 500, lose the first 10 hands, buy in for 500 more, lose the next 8 hands, finally win a hand, then lose that money, buy in for a third time, and then that money is what lasted me the rest of the time. And was going back and forth, back and forth. I immediately went back to having about 500, and then at my low I was down to like 200, so I was down 1,300. Bounced back to about 500, hung around between 500 and 1,000 for about half an hour, and then hung around between 1,000 and 1,500 for about half an hour, and then things started going well, and I was excited. It looked like things were going to skyrocket, and then they started to fall again. This guy had come to my table. He played about 5 shoes with me, and he made a lot of bad moves, and every bad move he made I suffered because of, and it stinks to see that, but I did recover. I ended the session ahead 250. My high for the session was plus 350. I was there for about an hour and 20 minutes at that table, with the AP catcher there, and another one who was just staring at me the whole time. I'm like, lady, just tell me you like me. Don't just keep staring at me. It's rude. So, and then this boss guy came over. You know, they're going through their morning routine too, so it's not like I'm too worried about it. A lot of it seems like it's okay. And he talked to her for a second and turned around and looked exactly right in my eyes. And I happened to have a small smile on my face at the time, and I gave him a gigantic smile, and he looked away. So I don't know. He's not going to intimidate me. If I don't come back here anymore, it'll be a blessing, probably, not a curse. So this area has had it. I mean, it is all out. So anyway, then I was looking at slots on the way out, and I found one slot. It's a rare one, and it's hardly ever in position, and I don't check it, so I'm not going to figure out it's in position. And when nobody is playing it, it has a default screen on top of it, so you can't check it. So I happened to get there like a minute after someone left, and I knew that in 2 spins it was going to pay something. I put a dollar bill in, it was 50 cents. It paid me back $2.20, so I made $1.20 on that, $2.50 on the tables. Got a chance to hang out in there, got a chance to relax a little bit, had some ups and downs, but overall I was in control the whole time, and played it exactly the way I should have, no cover, and it was alright. I was only doing a 1-6 spread, and at this place, when you don't play with a card, then they show everybody that you don't play with the cards, so people upstairs can know that you don't, and you can only bet one hand. So just you got to be more careful when you have a place like that. You don't blend in with everybody else. But I have often said, this is premeditation right here, guys. I've often said that I'm going to steal that marker one of these days, and I'm going to. I'm going to take it, I'm going to frame that thing, put it in a real nice frame, and just put it up. But anyway, right now we are continuing on, and we're going to hit slots only casino. Should be a quickie in and out on this one, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I want to say this because I've been working my butt off trying to lose this weight, and it's been so hard lately. I am down 12% now of my body weight. It took forever to go from 11 to 12, but I'm at 12 right now, and I hope by the weekend I'll be at 13, and excited about that. I'm doing the right thing every day, but some days are better than others as far as the weight, so I don't exactly understand the total inner workings of the body, but some days I'll do perfectly, and I won't lose any weight, and then the next day I do okay and I lose a pound or so. But just trying to do the right thing, watching my calories and watching my carbs at the same time. So like right now it's already afternoon. I've had less than 400 calories today. So if I can keep it under 1,000 calories and low carb, that's wonderful. But usually I don't mind having more calories if it's all carbs, because obviously the body has to break down your fat to digest the carbs if there's no sugars. So anyway, I'm sure you all know that right now. Alright, we are moving on, still continuing on to this next casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back, and swing and a miss. Nothing going on in there. Every machine is not in position, no money to be made, never put any money in, never made any money, just nothing there. And I got a free drink. As I was walking out, the two security guards were arguing about whose back was worse and which one hurt the most. So they weren't really even paying attention. They're too busy. Whatever. Nobody understands what's really going on in these casinos. Nobody gets how important their job is. But whatever. Keep being lazy. Keep underpaying them and keep letting them be lazy. So anyway, right now we're going to move on to another casino. We're going to get there right after their tables open up. We're going to hopefully play a $25 6-deck. It's about 1 to 1 1/4 cutoff. Okay rules, not great. No resplit aces. So we're going to see what we can do there. Hopefully we put another win on our list for the day, and then we go for the prime time, the big game after that. So this will be a warm-up. Hopefully we do well, and I'll come back and let you know. But right now, it really does feel like the middle of summer, and I'm kind of getting excited about my trip in July, and I still haven't booked that hotel. I got to do that. Let me tell you something else. We were talking yesterday about how I was moving a 401k from one place to another. The new company I work with, they don't allow Roths. So my old company, I was doing 25% toward my 401k, and I was doing but I guess I had maxed it out, so part of the money was going into a Roth. So I had a bunch of money in a Roth, but the new company won't take it. So I just opened up a new Roth at another company, and so I'm going to have my current 401k manager move the money into that account, and then I'm going to have the rest moved over to the one with my employer, and all that should work. So just finishing all that stuff up. But most of that now, 99% is electronic, so I'm doing it as I'm driving. So anyway, we are heading out to the next casino. I believe it's about an hour away. I haven't put it in the GPS, but I've driven it so many times. I believe it's about an hour, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm going to attempt to do this here while I'm in the casino. I'm waiting for some food right now, but I came in, looked around the slots, and I only found one play. I played that. It was at $3 a spin. After like 7 or 8 spins, I hit that one. and that was the only thing I played on slots. I ended that ahead $75, and then I played some blackjack as expected, and just a medium spread, nothing major. And this is actually a good place because they have a hand shuffle also. So there's some possibilities. Sometimes people get lazy and put the cut card down right away, and you end up with a 1-pass shuffle instead of a 2. Not today, but it does happen, so that's always a possibility. But I played there for a short time, and I ended ahead 505, so plus 505 on the blackjack, plus 75 on the slots. And we're waiting for a burger, no bun, right now. And I got some Snickers bars in here, and we're ready to go to the next casino. And it's a little ways away, it's about 100 miles, so I'm gonna take my time getting there, and I'll be back to update you shortly. All right, guys, I am back. You know, I feel like when I record inside a casino, I kind of rush, and I really shouldn't do that. But like I said, I found one slot, I played that, and then I went to the blackjack area, and usually they have 3 blackjack tables open. They only had 2. They had a 6-deck hand shuffle, and then they had a double deck that had a machine shuffle, which is odd, but the double deck is a terrible game there, so I definitely would never play that game. But overall, an okay experience. Only had 1 buy-in, didn't have a lot of stress or, you know, a lot of ups and downs, so that was good. Pretty flat most of the time, and moving in the right direction most of the time, so can't complain about that. One thing I will say too today is I am crossing state lines like crazy today, from one place to another, backtracking, going back through, but so a lot of that going on today. I'm hoping when I get to this place that the double deck will be open and that it will be a lower limit. Sometimes it's lower than others. If it's a higher amount, I'm going to have to think about it for a minute and decide. You know, I'll actually figure out a bet spread right now either way. I think I'll probably go, like, if it's $100, I'll probably go 1 to 6. If it's $50, I'll probably go 1 to 12 on there and see what happens. And hopefully it's the lower limit, and we can have a little bit more EV that way. Really, that's what's happening right now. This place that I just left is really boring now. No really good machines to play. A lot of the newer machines that are coming out on the market are not good. They have a lot of things to keep people coming back and take more advantage of people. It's not like before where you'd spin it, you'd win or lose, and then you'd be like, okay, I'm getting up. Now they're like, oh, look, this is looking like this, and it might be paying soon, and it just sucks people in, and it's a shame because it's very misleading. But anyway, right now we got about another 60 miles to go to our next destination, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, and it was all right. It was okay, just okay. Not good, but okay. I didn't find any slots. I mean, I wasn't really like intensely looking because the people here do a pretty good job, but there probably were a few plays that I missed, but nothing major. And then I went to play the double deck, and I thought, okay, hopefully it's at $50. Hopefully it's at $25, but you know, most likely it's going to be at $50. I saw only 2 tables open, a 6-deck and a double deck, and I thought, well, it could be $50. So I went back there, and there was one guy playing. This guy was like a very big man, and he was playing 2 hands, and he had about 7,000 in chips in front of him. He was playing 2 hands of 200, betting 25 on the side bet, and then sometimes on the other side bet as well. And when he played the second side bet, he would put $25 on there, and whatever would win on that side bet, he would give the dealer. So that money is burned no matter what. He's either going to lose or the dealer's going to get 50. That's just the way it is. So if you think about it, let's add this up. So assuming that he plays a hand with those 2 side bets, he's playing a total of $300, of which, no, he's playing a total of $250 on one hand, $250 on the other, so that's $500. And of the $550 of it, 10% he's losing automatically. So he's already at a 10% disadvantage, assuming he plays perfectly. Let's say house advantage is 0.5%. So he's at a 10.5% disadvantage, not including the other side bet. So he's really like probably 12 or 13% disadvantage. Think about this. So really what you have to look at then is that right? Yeah, that's pretty close. Because he's losing the whole bet. It's not like he's, it's not just a disadvantage for the side bet. The disadvantage on that side bet is 100%. He's losing it every single time. So, anyway, I sit down with him. I buy him in for $1,000. Normally I would buy in for $500. The guy's got $7,000 on the table. I thought it would make more sense and fit more in for me to buy in for $1,000. Bought in for $1,000. That lasted me a good 45 minutes. That guy was gone after the next shoe because they were replacing the cards, and he was gone. As soon as he leaves and they get the cards replaced and we're starting again, this is a double deck table. Incredible rules. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying here. This actually happened, okay? They were cutting it thin enough that at one point there was 3 of us at the table. 2 of us were playing 2 hands. By the time the shoe ended, there was 1 card left. You know those emojis with the eggplant emoji? That comes to mind. That's how thin they were cutting it. You can split aces, you can double anything after split. No resplit aces, hit 17. Excellent game. It's dealt, oh shoot. Well, heck, I didn't know that. Hold on 1 second. All right, my apologies. The road was closed. I've been here so many times in the past that I don't even use a map anymore, but the road was closed. Anyway, so I'm playing this table with this guy. He leaves, and this Asian guy comes to the table, and he brings like 3,000 in chips probably. Ends up losing all those. Ends up rebuying for another 1,800, which must have been everything he had. And I was at that table for about 2 hours. And by the time I left, the Asian guy who was down, at one point he was down to like $1,200. By the time I left the table, he had like 8,500 in front of him, which, whatever. I mean, that's fine. Just because he's not counting doesn't mean he can't win. Anyone can have luck, so good for him. I saw him as I was leaving, actually. Talked to him for a minute. But anyway, so he was playing 2 hands, usually $300 almost every time. 200 or 300 every hand, no matter what. And then we had one guy show up at the end, and I only played 1 shoe with him, and I ended up leaving. But that was the shoe where we had played so many cards that they were down to 1 card. I think I just ended up coming back to the same place I started. Anyway, everything's cool. So I bought in for that original 1,000, and then I ended up buying in for 500 more. And I had 2 hands out there. There were 2 12s against a 4 with a positive count. What do? You stay, right? Negative count, you would hit. But I thought I was going to lose. I already had more money out, and I ended up winning that hand. And things started getting better, and I got close to even about 1,000 times and could never get back to even. No matter what I did, I'd get $50 away, then I'd lose. $50 away, and then I'd lose. It was always like heartbreakers. I had ace-9 on one hand, ace-9 on the other hand, and the dealer got a 21 with 5 cards, and I'm like, get out of here. This is not realistic. Are you kidding me? So it gets frustrating, but that's just part of the game, I guess. Anyway, lots of ups and downs, couple different dealers, and after 2 hours, I ended up leaving what I thought was $950 ahead, and then I did one other small play, and ended ahead exactly 1,000. So I didn't plan it that way, but it just worked out that way. I did not play any slots at all. I did meet a friend of mine out there, good guy, and he's come a long way, and he's doing a lot of things that I don't think he ever thought he would do, but really good guy. And we made a deal on a play, and we got all that stuff straightened out and taken care of. And I told him, if it doesn't work out, let me know, and I'll make sure you don't lose money. I don't want him to lose money, so he's a good guy. So I ended the session ahead 1,000 on blackjack, did not play any slots, and now I am heading out of the area, and hopefully these directions don't take me back to the closed road here. But our next stop, which I have not put in the GPS, I put home just because I was in a hurry. I was sitting in the middle of the road. Let me put that in here. Our next stop is 2 hours away. And I need to turn here. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna drive 2 hours to that next spot, and I don't expect to find too much there, but you never know. Hopefully we do, and I'll come back and update you. Oh, I did get some food while I was in there. So I guess at the last place I had that burger, and at this place I had a burger, so probably enough for today. But I had $50 in food, so I bought my friend a salad, which is what he wanted. He took that home with him, and I bought some drinks, so I have plenty of drinks for the week, and got myself another cheeseburger, and that was it. So heading out right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Man, I love the Midwest so much. It's the greatest here. As soon as I finish that recording, I look over and I pass this house that was selling eggs. So I back up a little bit, and they're selling a dozen brown eggs for $3. They only had 2 dozen. I took both dozen. And then they had vanilla extract, which I don't know if it's a good deal or not. It was a kind of a medium-sized bottle, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 ounces, something like that, for $8. Ingredients: distilled vodka, vanilla beans. Okay, well, whatever. We'll see if it's good or not. My wife will know, but it's the cutest little place too. I got pictures, and I'll probably publish those on YouTube as well, man. You know, this is like, I'm looking to my left, there's a field. To my right, there's a field. Farmhouses everywhere. Work trucks everywhere. Work vans. You know, it's like, it's real America. This is America. I mean, this is what we were founded on. Small business, family, you know, all this just wonderful stuff. Family farms, you know, all that stuff. I mean, and I love that stuff so much. I could never really, I would love to live in California or Florida just for the weather, but the Midwest is so incredible. So awesome people, very nice people, and very humble people. And, you know, I don't know what to say. It's just a great place to be. What's this place here? This place is selling homemade pottery. Oh, maybe next time. I don't know if I'll ever come by this road again, because the other road was closed, which caused me to go this way. So pretty cool. Anyway, I'll be back. See, maybe I'm crazy, but this stuff, I just eat it up. This town is so small that it doesn't have gates at the railroad crossing, so it actually has stop signs. You stop at the railroad crossing, and then you continue on. I'm about to come up to another one right now, but man, I think that kind of stuff is so cool. You know, it's different. It's fun. You know, seeing all this different stuff. Even if you do this in your spare time and just make a little bit of money and just have fun and see the world, see the nation especially, it's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, look at this house right here. It's got chicken coops. It's got a barn that's falling over. It's got a little playhouse for the kids. It's a beautiful house. It's got a garden. It's got a sitting area, like where they have mulch, and then they have those like reclining chairs sitting there in the middle of nowhere in a field somewhere. You know, that's where they live, and it's awesome. You know. So anyway, I know I'm crazy. I'll be back. All right, guys. Real quick here. I have a little bit of time because I'm on the highway, and I'm doing 5 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. And for some reason, the truck is going off the road to pass people. Crazy. Anyway, I think I mentioned earlier that there was one hand where there was there was 3 of us. 2 of us were playing 2 hands, and we ended up with 1 card left. So that's how good the game was. It was less than a half deck left, and then we ended up using every card except for 1 in that shoe. So unbelievable. And then there was another point where the count got to a true 30. A true 30. And we still ended up with small cards. I wanted to say to the dealer, can you please spread out the remaining cards? Because I want to see what it's like to have like 15 or 18 10s out of 26 cards in there. You know, it would probably be like 19 out of 26 cards would be 10s. So, but, you know, and that was unfortunate too, because I had like 2 hands at 300, or what was it? 2 hands, I don't know, 2 hands at 400 maybe, something like that. And, you know, when you get close to the end of a shoe like that, you know, we might have gone into that hand with a true 5, but then there's 5 hands being played. Small card, small card, small card.
There are lane closures ahead.
Sorry. You know, everybody gets small cards, and then next thing you know, the count goes up by 10, and now you're down to half a deck left, and it can get pretty crazy. So, unfortunately, didn't win those 2 hands, and that set me back a little bit. But, you know, I've had a lot more frustrating sessions than that, but that is definitely a good game, and you can make a lot of money off that game. But I've had some very bad variance the last 3 or 4 times I've played it. I think I had one session where I lost five or 6,000. One session where I won 1,000. A couple sessions where I won a little under 1,000, and that was it. So it could be much better than that, obviously. But you know, we don't set which cards are coming out and when. But right now, I am 5.5 miles away from my next exit, and then I'm only about 5 miles away from my next casino at that point, and we're completely stopped. So yeah, I'm gonna put this air off here. There we go. Now we're moving a little bit, but open the windows up. I got the moonroof open, and we're just sitting here in traffic. I don't know what's going on up there. I'm thinking most likely there's some kind of construction up there, but it's such a nice day. I mean, the sun is gone right now. It's more cloudy, but it's 82 degrees with a light breeze. I mean, come on, you gotta enjoy yourself a little bit. Live life, will ya? Anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I go into that place, and one of the first machines I checked the one on the right, but there was a guy sitting on the other machine, so I came back to it later on. I go to one back area, nothing there. I'm walking around the casino. I see that they have a drawing going on, so they had just called like 15 names, and some people weren't there, so they were redrawing. So I swiped my card, and I got a drawing, and I put it in there. And I didn't get called, but, you know, there was a shot. I was there anyway, and it was going on while I was there, just that half hour. So then I'm walking around looking, and I see this lady, and I've talked about her before, and she goes, "What's your name again?" And I said, "I'm really hurt." I said, "How dare you? My name is Joe, remember?" She's like, yeah, Joe. So I talked to her for a minute. She goes, "You're not going to find anything in here. We got this place pretty much cleaned up." I said, "Okay, no problem." I said, "Then I'll be in and out of here pretty quickly." First machine I look at, nice play on it. That was like a $150 EV. Ended up not paying me much. It ended up paying me like 38 net, but it was a really nice play. I went back and I showed her the picture. She's like, "Where'd you find that?" I'm like, "Right there, like 10 feet from you, and you said you got this place all cleaned up." And then I moved on and found another machine, same machine, in the high limit area. That one was at $16 a spin, and that one was ready to go.
Mile.
For real. and that one missed as well. I only made a little bit of money on that one as well, and I'm like, man, this is awful. I got all these nice big ones, and all of them are missing. And then I went back around to the front where I started, and went back to the machine I missed. I found a play on that, made like $16 on that one, so I was pretty happy. So I ended up leaving that place ahead $84. I used some of my comps to get some candy bars, some chips, and things like that for being on the road when I don't have any food. And left there, stopped at a gas station, and just got fuel again, and aired up the one tire, so now the light's not on, but it's still a little bit low. But I didn't want to sit there all day airing it up, so it's in a good range right now. And when I get home, I'll put some more air in there, and we'll be ready to go for tomorrow's trip. So what did we learn today? Did we learn anything today? Maybe I should have a segment about what did you learn today, MW. What I learned today was when you have a good game like I did for that double deck, you should spend a lot of time on it. The problem is, by the time I got there, it was early evening, and even right now, I'm just leaving this place. It's already 8 p.m. It'll be after 10 by the time I get home. So I mean, I left like 20 miles ago. It's still going to be after 10. So I'd like to spend more time on plays like that, but I live so far from things. It takes me so long to get places that by the time I get there, if I leave super early, I'm too early. If I leave on time, I get there when they just opened up the good tables.
There's a lane closure ahead.
Sorry, I just muted it. So if I get there right on time when they open those tables, now it's evening time. It's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and by the time I play for a couple hours and I head home, it's already nighttime. So not wanting to do overnights all the time and be away from the family, this is the best way that we can do it. The other thing is, and I had someone ask me today, they said if I had a game like that, I'd be playing it, for hours and hours. I wouldn't leave the game, and I agree. The only problem is, on top of all the stuff I just talked about with the timing wise, I also have longevity to worry about. I can't go to a game and punish it for $2,000 a day. I'm gonna last for a week or two, versus what I've been doing, and that's milking it for 4.5 years. So I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So right now we are going to head toward home. And what did you eat today, MW? Well, I had a cheeseburger, no bun, and a cheeseburger, no bun. I had two of them, actually. The fifth casino and the sixth casino that I visited today out of 7. I had burgers. The sixth one was okay, overcooked, and the 7th one was a little bit better, but still a little overcooked. Overall, I'd give the first one probably a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace, and probably the second one too, probably a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? And I'm glad you asked. If you guessed $0, you're going to be mistaken here today, because it was not 0. At the 5th casino I visited today, which is the second casino I played blackjack at, I had a very suspicious pit boss and a very suspicious dealer. And so I played there. I won whatever, 500 or whatever, 505 on that table. And I did end up tipping $5 at that table. Now, that casino is a place that I had gone to for over 20 years and never had a problem, and I don't want to have a problem today. And it was funny because when I left, I actually heard the pit boss say, "How much did he tip you?" And she said $5. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not. You know my record as far as tipping, other than when I hit jackpots, the odds of me hitting are about 1 in 20, maybe 1 in 40. So I did tip $5 there. And then also another highlight of the day was just the fun little place that I saw after I left the one casino, where they were selling eggs and vanilla, and they were selling some kind of super sunflower seed that you could plant. I don't know what the big deal was. I'll have to look at the picture, but I thought it was like $6 for like 20 seeds. So I didn't get that, of course, but overall, a good day. If it wasn't so hazy, if it was a little sunnier, maybe some fluffy clouds, it'd be a perfect day. But not bad considering I had a task to do. I got the task done. Everything is good. I'm relieved. And tomorrow we go back to some of the normal places that we go to, where we can spread a little bit more and do okay. Tomorrow is going to be approximately 500 miles, 480, something like that. And we're going to leave early, of course. And we should be getting home a little bit later than usual, not as late as today. And then Friday, again, I have to check in the office first. So I'm going to be there before 7 a.m. And then we're going to head out for the day. And hopefully we have a good couple of days. And, overall, just at least I'd love to break even for the week after what happened on Sunday where I got destroyed. But hopefully things get better there. Right now, we're heading toward home. Like I said, going to be a couple hours. And just going to enjoy the drive. A little bit of construction, but it's all right. Ain't no shame in my game. Everything's okay. I'm not worried about it. So I'm relaxed. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. Everything's going to be all right. So I'm going to let you go for now. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.